I'm going to go over some of the common combos that you have, and basically the combos usually similar. At least the way you get into the combo is pretty much the same every time, because you just need to make Halqifibrax and get Zombie World on the field. Now, depending on your starting hand, you might have to change what you're doing, but if you have access to Unizombie, so Unizombie, or it doesn't have to be Unizombie, it can be Solitaire, it can be Gozuki, but you kind of want to have those normal summons to get the additional Foolish Burial effect. And then if you have Tuning, that instantly gets you your Quick Draw Synchron, which will help you send a monster from your hand to the graveyard if, let's say, your Unizombie got impermed or something. And it gives you the tuner, so if you have Gozuki, it doesn't matter that he's not a tuner, you can still make Halqifibrax with the Quick Draw. And then you'll need one of these, Zombie World, Banshee, or Mizuki. Basically, we will send Banshee to activate Zombie World, but if we have Zombie World, we don't need to send Banshee. And we want to get a Mizuki in the graveyard at some point during the turn. So let's just say we have a Mizuki. And so we're going to start off our turn by summoning Unizombie. Actually, well, I got ahead of myself. We're going to activate Tuning. Tuning is going to add the Quick Draw Synchron. Right, and then it's going to mill a random card. For the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to act as if, we're actually milling something. So Unizombie is now in the graveyard, or the other one that we milled from the deck. Now Unizombie, and remember, let's just say these two cards are anything random, but we don't have to use them. So we're going to summon Quick Draw by discarding Mizuki. And then we're going to activate Unizombie's effect to send Banshee, because we didn't open Zombie World or Banshee. So we'll get that onto the field. And then from here you make your Halqifibrax. Alright, activate Halqifibrax. And then we'll special summon Glow Bloom from the deck. And then once you do that, you can go make Linkross. So I guess the zones actually matter. So let's go Linkross over here. And then we can summon 2 tokens. I'm trying to make sure it's not off camera. Alright, so yeah, just make sure when you're linking, because for this combo that I created, like basically the sequence matters. So we're going to link these 2 off and make the Formula Synchron, which will draw us a card. So yeah, this is how you can draw into like Ash Blossom, Super Poly, and that's why I really like drawing cards with zombies. So the combo that I'm showing you will draw 3 cards, 2 on your turn and then 1 on your opponent's turn. So sometimes you do get lucky. You're going to synchro these 2 into your Martial Metal Marcher. I tend to just keep everything away from the link zones because I'm going to be summoning something over here. But Martial Metal Marcher effect, target the Glow Bloom, special summon it back. And keep in mind, the first time you send Bloom to the graveyard, do not activate its effect. So right here, there's different ways you can do it. But if you want to get Union Carrier plus IP Masquerena on the field, you're going to need to have another link material, another non-link material. Wait, a non-link monster as material. Because you don't want to link off Bloom until you make a Union Carrier, so you need 4 monsters on the field. So we're going to use the Mizuki now, and banish that. To special summon, oh, I guess we banished Banshee. It doesn't matter, it just has to be a non-link, so So let's say you summon that back. And we go ahead, we make IP Masquerena first. Under the Linkross. And then we can go ahead and link off the Glowbloom and the Linkross for Union Carrier, because Union Carrier becomes a zombie with Zombie World up. We're going to make Union Carrier on the other side. So we have an open link zone. Activate the Glowbloom. So we're going to special summon. Well, we have Doom King in the hand, but let's just say we didn't draw that. You're going to still want that to be able to summon it to get it to the graveyard. We're going to activate Union Carrier's effect to equip Doom King Balladrock with a Mizuki. So I also took out the Dragon Buster because you know, if you really need to extra deck lock your opponent, it's worth playing that brick. But I don't know. I like consistency over that. Just my personal preference. I'm gonna link off Doom King. Oh, actually, I want to mention this is where you have options, because you can say. Well, I guess you're gonna have to link it off anyways, but if you wanted to equip something else, you can link off the IP and the Union Carrier for Avermax. But if you decide to do what I'm about to do, you don't get to summon Avermax, because we're gonna special summon IP back from the graveyard. But we're gonna link off these two for link 2, Vampire Sucker, which means that you attach Mizuki will go to the graveyard, which sets up your draw. So you're going to summon Vampire Sucker. Going to activate Mizuki, targeting, not Doom King, target the IP, summon it back, draw a card from Vampire Sucker. And then that's the end board. Sometimes you'll have additional Mizuki or extenders in your hand, and you can do some other things. But on your opponent's turn, you are going to activate Doom King in the grave. Special summon it, draw a card. So we got 5 cards in hand, 5 cards on the field, so basically we went +5. We have 2 disruptions from Doom King, 1 disruption from IP. We can either make Nightmare Unicorn, and we have the cards in hand to discard for it. Or we can make a Yuki Onna with these 2. And let's say if you got a Banshee in the graveyard, that gives you a quick effect target effect negation with the Yuki Onna, which is actually pretty strong. Alright, let's say you just have like the Zombie Engine cards. This can happen where you get a Mizuki or a Banshee in hand. Solitaire helps because what it does is allows you to get the Mizuki out of your hand for free by going into... So you go into the Union Zombie and then you send Gozuki from the deck to the graveyard. Gozuki will activate, banish the Solitaire, and you can special summon a zombie from your hand. So you can go either or, it doesn't really matter, but say you summon Mizuki, and then you use Unizombie to discard Banshee from your hand. So that effectively gets the bricks out of your hand, so Mizuki and Banshee are not bricks in this version of the deck. And then we can get the Banshee to activate Zombie World, and then we can link these 2 for Hauki Fibrax. And then Hauki Fibrax will get the... Basically you do the same combo every time once you get to the Hauki Fibrax. So what it ends on is a... you get the Linkross. You get the 2 tokens. You're going to link them off for Formula Synchron. And then you have 1 token left. You're going to link that off for... actually synchro that off for Marshmallow Marcher, and then you bring back the blue. And in that process, you would draw a card. Now, this is usually where the end board route, you have to make a decision on what you're going to do. But keep in mind, we got a Mizuki to the graveyard, and we got Gozuki in the graveyard. That we have not used the ignition effect yet. So we go ahead, activate Mizuki, summon back Gozuki. And then use Gozuki's effect, and at this point you can either send a Banshee for to counterplay back row removal. You can send a Doom King if you want, and then Jack-o'-Bolin. Or you can send another Mizuki. Honestly, in this case, I would just send another Mizuki because we're going to need that to draw. So we can send Mizuki to the graveyard. And then from here, yeah, we can still go Union Carrier. So actually, let's just, yeah. We can link these two off now. Make Union Carrier. And then let's say we equip Globe Bloom with Doom King Ballardrock. Right. So this way we can now link these two off. We're still not locked into zombies. We're gonna link these off for IP Masquerena. And then activate Globe Bloom. Just special summon Jack-o'-Bolin. And then we're going to use the IP Masquerena and the Jack-o'-Bolin for a link 2 into Vampire Sucker. And then we're going to activate the Mizuki in Graveyard. Just special summon back to Jack-o'-Bolin, triggering Vampire Sucker to draw one. And then during your opponent's turn, Doom King comes back, you draw one off Vampire Sucker. And then this leaves you with the flexibility to use Jack-o'-Bolin to counter your opponent, or you can special summon back the IP Masquerena to do a link play. Or if you're playing if you were playing Shiranui, I forgot what his name, but the Synchro 10, you could bring back Formula Synchron and make him during your opponent's turn. So there's different options here. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could put the Banshee as an equip and then have that in the graveyard for your opponent's turn. So I do like how Union Carrier gives you the flexibility to counter certain matchups depending on what you think they're going to play.